As someone who has been in pig farming for a good number of years, I think over 5 years now, there are so many things I've experienced, which I basically always try to enlighten people about before they start their own pig farms. So basically, this video is a must-watch video before you start your own pig farm. So the very first thing you have to really understand is when you want to site your pig farm, don't site it in residential area. This is one of the things that breaks most people's hearts when they invest in pig farm. You know, they buy a land somewhere that is nice, that is close to the cities, and then they start building their projects, only for the government or for some people to come and tell them that they can no longer continue their building because this place is a developed area, that the pig farm will constitute a bad, bad odor and all those things to the environment. These people become heartbroken because they've already invested huge amount of money into that building project. So before you start your pig farm, don't try to know if the area you want to build the pig farm is a developed area and if those people in that area will be comfortable with you siting your pig farm there. That is the first thing you have to do. Many people always make this mistake only for them to regret the money they've put in and all those sacrifices they've made just to have their pig farm. Even if you want to build your pig farm in residential areas, you can use the IMO system. On this farm, I use the cement floor system, but if you want to site your farm in places where there are, you are in proximity with homes and houses or offices, the best option for you is to use the IMO system, which basically eradicates smell in the environment. Now, the second thing I'll tell to those who want to start their pig farm is build solid structures. The major expenses you will make when it comes to starting your pig farm are the structures. All these things here are the structures. Not even the pigs themselves. Because you can start with 2 pigs or 3 pigs, which will cut down on your expenses. But the structures is a must you build structures. Now, when it comes to building structures, you must build structures that will last. Because pigs are very destructive. They are very strong animals. This guy you are seeing here, if care is not taken, she can pull this wall down because she has the strength, she has the teeth. So make sure that you build solid structures. Don't start your pig farm by building structures that tomorrow they will start spoiling, or structures that are not strong, because these pigs are ready to pull them down. So you must build structures that are solid, that can withstand the weight of these pigs. This pig you are seeing here weighs over 100 kg. So you must build structures that can withstand its weight. It has teeth as sharp as chainsaws. This girl you are seeing here, she has teeth as hard and sharp as chainsaws. So you must build your pig farm to withstand all these things in them. Else, you will always be in that cycle of repairing your pig farm, and spending money just to maintain your structures. Now, the third thing is get experienced workers. You cannot run a pig farm successfully without having the experienced hands. Now, even if you can't get experienced workers, or if experienced workers are too costly for you to get, what I would advise you to do is basically get the experience yourself. How can you get the experience? Go for physical trainings where they will teach you how to care for these pigs in person, not just online, not just watching my video, because there's a difference between watching a video online and going to the farm and staying there for a week, or going there for a week and learning the practical A to Z of running a pig farm every single day. There are so many things I will do here which I may not bring online, but if you're in this farm every day for 1 week, you'll be able to capture all those things. So this is why going for physical trainings is very, very important. Get the experience, get the knowledge, get the skill, because pig farming itself is a skill. You can't run these guys without being skilled, because these guys, there are certain skill sets which they require for you to be able to handle them and make something out of a pig farm. The next thing you have to do if you really want to do well as a pig farmer, or as someone who wants to invest in pig farming, is start with the right breeds. The right breeds can propel your farm to immense heights, can propel your farm to immense success. But if you start with the wrong breeds, they will ruin your farm. They will basically ruin your profitability. So you have to start with the right breeds. These guys you are seeing here grow fast because they have good genetics. They have genetics to grow fast and very fat because they have the genetics in them. They have it inbuilt. But if you go and buy pigs that don't have that good genetics, they will struggle to convert the feed they are eating into meat. And once your animal is struggling to convert the feed it's eating into meat, it becomes a problem because you always spend money on feed, and yet your animals will not grow, which means it will basically drag you back financially. And when you are being dragged back financially in your business, that means with time, if care is not taken, you will have a lot of problems in that business. So this is why you must start with the right breeds that can grow well, that can give birth at a very good rate, and of course, that can help you make more money. The next thing is you have to plan your feeding. Most farmers or most people who start pig farms don't plan to feed their animals very well. If you're starting a pig farm, one thing you must know is that you must bring out money that you use to feed your pigs, or you must plan yourself in such a way that you always have money to feed your pigs for at least 1 to 2 years before you start selling them. Because if you start a pig farm today, they will have to grow. Assuming you began with growers or the little ones, they will have to grow. Even if you began with these big ones, they will still have to give birth, which means they will spend about 4 months in that process of giving birth, and then their children will grow, their own children will give birth, and then from there you can now start selling your animals. Which means if you calculate all this, it takes about over a year before you can start selling your animals, which means you have to feed them from your pocket for that 1 year, or for that 1 year and some months, before you can now start making money from your farm. So you have to plan yourself in such a way that you have enough money to always buy their feeds. Most people that start their farms always get stuck halfway because they're like, these pigs are eating a lot. And before you know it, they become discouraged and close the farm down because of their high rates of feed consumption. These guys eat a lot. As you can see, she's eating right now. She's eating. They are always eating. Her mouth is in the food. So pigs are heavy eaters. So you must plan yourself to be able to feed them well. And once you don't feed them well, they can't give you what you want. That's just the sad truth. Once you don't feed them well, they won't give you what you want. So this is why you must plan yourself well to feed them well and make them grow well and fast too, before you can now start selling them and making your money back. Before you start your pig farm, another thing you have to do, this is very, very important, get your market ready. You can't run or even start a pig farm without a market. This is one thing you must know. Before you begin to even build your structures, before you even begin to buy your pigs, know your market. Have your market ready. Go around your city, go around your states, go around your country. Try to know the people that buy the pigs. Try to have the contact of those who buy the pigs. Try to have the contact of supermarkets, butchers, slaughterhouses, cold rooms, and every single person who can buy your pigs from you. Or even you can create your own, you can have your own cold room where you slaughter your pigs and keep for those who wants to buy, to come and buy in kilos. But the most important thing is have your market. Have a ready market that once your pigs are ready, you instantly sell to them. There are some people who start their own pig farms, and when their pigs are grown, they start running around looking for who to buy. Because they did not plan themselves well, they might struggle to sell at that beginning stage. But when you already plan yourself that, okay, my pigs will grow in 6 months, before that 6 months, you plan and get all the contacts you need to have to sell your pigs. And once that 6 months reach, you call them and they come and clear your farm. So this is one thing you must know before you start your pig farm. These things are basically the most important things you have to do. Aside from the fact that you have to get the right breeds and you have to, of course, feed them well and get your structures right. You also have to get your market ready. The last one, which I see even current farmers having issues with, is selling their animals. For you to be able to sell your animals profitably, you need a scale. You need a scale. There is no way you can just bring a butcher or bring an off-taker or bring someone that runs a cold room for them to buy your animal. And they will look at it physically and they'll buy it. It makes no sense. Basically, you negotiate with the buyer based on the animal's physical looks. You don't weigh it. That's very bad. You have to weigh your animal. You have to weigh it to know the weight of the animal, to know how much is put into it, because the weight will determine the amount of money you have put in. It's from the weight that you can know the amount of money you've put in. When you know the weight of your animal, the amount of time it took you to gain that weight, for her to gain that weight, then you can easily say, okay, this is how much I spent per animal on my farm. So you must always know the weight of your animals, else it will become difficult for you to make profit out of them. If an animal weighs 100 kg, you multiply it by how much they sell per kilo in your area, and you have your money. Unlike when you just come and you guys are pricing the animal just by looking at it. For me, it makes no business sense. So you have to get a scale and, of course, measure your animals before you sell. This is very, very important. These are basically the things you have to know before you start your own pig farm. So that's basically it.